Yo, it's Dan. Today, I'm going to be doing a quick little video on just some suggestions for the moderation team. Usually I am Deepwoken's #1 hater, but we're going to keep it simple today with an actual constructive video. The other day there was a situation where a player named Brianna disconnected from the server during the depths trial. This was 100% a Roblox error, right? Their internet didn't go out. The Enforcer was posture broken. They were 100 HP. There was no reason for them to fake this, right? This was genuinely on Roblox, and they were denied their restore, right? Now, restores for crashing is technically against the rules. However, lots of YouTubers have gotten a restore for something like that. People that are maybe friends with a moderator or well known have gotten restores for that. I think at one point I got a restore for a server crash, right? So for an average player like her being told no, it caused a little bit of drama in player general. Now you may be thinking, Dan VR, you're almost as retarded as the mod staff. Why should we listen to you? Allow me to lay out my credentials. So in the past, I already functioned as a sort of community manager for BB Studios. They're now known as Rel Games, Kari Bros. The people that made Shindo Life, I worked for them in the past, right? More importantly, I am a member of management at my job, right? I am an actual, manager at a real corporation doing a real fucking job. I'm part of managing a team of 20 to 30 people. You know, I'm involved in making those rules, discipline. I know what goes into running a team. I know what it takes to keep things in order. And I'm beginning to believe now that Deepwoken moderation, the rules and the guidelines that were created, they weren't made to give the player the best experience. They were rather made so that mods will be able to handle the quantity of tickets they get, right? I don't think the mods are taught to treat every situation as important as they should. Just because there are so many tickets, they're sort of given this checklist of things that have to be present for a restore, and if it's not all there, they move on. Even though that player may deserve it, they're going to move on anyways, just because the system that they're operating in, it values getting a lot done, opposed to doing it right. That's about the idea I get. So going into my first suggestion is going to deal with bias. Horror, senior mods. If you're seeing this, I imagine a good bit of the staff are under 18 and are actual children. I think we can all agree that bias does exist. There are genuinely some mods out there that will give you a hard time or will do everything in their power not to restore you because they don't like you. In the past, I feel as though I was false banned, and while the situation was resolved, the moderators at the time, they wouldn't even let me appeal. They were shitting on me in chat. They would not let me appeal. They wouldn't take it to DMs the countless times I asked. I had to go directly to Horror to have it resolved. That is a complete... That is a total fuck up. That should not be allowed. That is undeniable proof that moderator bias isn't something like, oh, they don't like you, so they're going to take their time with your ticket. They will actively not follow their own rules if they don't like you. Now, things may have changed now, and that was an isolated experience, but I know for a fact that there are a lot of just immature mods out there. They're maybe 16, 17. They're kids. They cannot handle that position properly. And of course, you know, this is a Lego game, so I guess they're just going to give it a pass. Oh, well, you know, it's not that deep. But it kind of is. Because the community is only as good as the people that run it, right? If you have shitheads running the community, you're going to have a community of shitheads. They're going to mimic the people in power. That's just how things work. That's how it always happens. So that's my first suggestion. Maybe be more strict for the people you allow into the mod staff. And if you have continuous instances of bias, they need to be removed. That's plain and simple. My second suggestion, these rules need to be reworked. They just need to be reworked. You're never going to write up a set of rules that can effectively cover every situation you come across, right? So coming back to the first situation that I mentioned with Brianna, technically yes, the rules are if you DC from the game, they are not going to restore you. However, if you provide considerable proof that this was a Roblox error, which she did, an exception should be made. When handling moderation, or when just working in a business in general, when you are that employee or that staff member handling a customer, or in this case a player, somebody who is using your product, yes, the rules exist, but the rules are your framework. The rules are where you start. So that situation with Brianna should have started as, no, I cannot restore you. However, let's talk this out, get all the facts, let's lay the situation out in front of us, and if you do have considerable proof that this was not your fault, we are going to restore you. You should not follow the rules to the T. Rules are not the end-all, be-all. Rules exist to help you better make a situation. There's no easy way to say this without using like corporate terms that nobody gives a fuck about, right? The rules are, I'm brain farting. Fuck. They're an example. We'll just use that. The rules are an example, right? So that's where you start. The rule, no restore for crashing. That is not the end-all be-all, right? That is just your starting position until you talk about the situation further. There has to be way more effort put into individual tickets instead of just looking at a situation, going through your checklist and saying, oh, they didn't check all the boxes. Ticket closed. Go fuck yourself. That is a recipe for disaster.